So thank you all for coming today. I'm excited to have you all here. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, I can introduce myself. My name is Nico Larco. I'm the director of the Urbanism Next Center and co-director of the Sustainable Cities Institute and a professor of architecture urban design here at the University of Oregon. We are thrilled to have you all here and being part of the Urbanism Next virtual forum this year. Our second year of being virtual and hopefully our last year of being virtual. We're looking forward to seeing everyone in person next year. One thing that I absolutely love about Urbanism Next, every year we've done it, and again this year, is that it brings together planners, designers, developers, government staff, and government officials to really look at what the impacts are of emerging technology, things like new mobility, e-commerce, autonomous vehicles, those types of things, and how best we can shape it to get to community outcomes, the things that communities want to have happen. Yesterday, we had a fantastic first day. Really enjoyed it. We had a number of workshops in the morning. I've not had a chance to catch up with everyone on all of the workshops. They were recorded and you'll be able to see them later. I can tell you the one that I was part of with Dancing with Disruptions was a great discussion on how it is that cities work during this time of disruption, where the status quo is constantly changing. How it is that instead of maybe like plan and having 2, 4, 5-year implementations, you really need to be much more nimble, thinking about how you plan, pilot things, evaluate, and then pivot, and then you repeat that process. And that to scale, cities really need to take on more of a catalyst and enabler type role. That was followed by an excellent presentation by David Zipper. We were thrilled to have him here. And his mantra, his main message was, don't lead with technology, which is a mantra that we have here at Urbanism Next. Start with community goals. Figure out how you can leverage technology to get to those goals. We're not here to promote technology for the sake of technology. We're not here to promote technology at all. In the end, we're trying to figure out how it is that these can help with achieve community goals, and to make sure that the implementation of some of these technologies actually don't cause harm, which can happen. So his big message was, don't worry about FOMO, the fear of missing out. Really instead think about mundane things like mundane mobility, things like sidewalks, bus stops, things like that, because it can really gets us a long way towards solving our goals, or solving our problems and getting to our goals. And that the new technology that we're talking about actually works best when mundane mobility is working a lot better. And really the importance again of pilots, the thing that I was talking about in that earlier session. Great presentation by him. I hope I know many of you were able to make it to Liz Ogbu's talk, which was fantastic in the evening in partnership with Portland Parks. She talked about spatial justice, healing, and the design of public space, and putting the community first. I loved, one of her messages was that she always thinks that she has 2 clients, the one who pays her and the one who has to live with the projects that are created, and that her job is to really serve both, and to also to connect them to each other so that they're understanding each other after her work there is done. And she really promoted the using design and planning to acknowledge and reckon with past harms done, which there's plenty of those, unfortunately, and that we should think of design and planning as a call and response between the professionals who are leading projects and the community. This is the message I will be taking with me to all the students that I have here at the University of Oregon. So those are all those sessions were recorded, and we look forward to having them up in the near future so that you can go and take a look at them if you had not seen them yet. Today is Thursday, and we started this morning. I saw a lot of people at the coffee chats that I was part of. One of the things that we really miss from being in person is just getting a chance to see each other, talk informally, hear what's happening. And so we've structured a whole bunch of things to try to help make that situation, that those opportunities exist. So in the coffee chats are really a chance to, they're thematically based, a chance for people to talk to each other, hear about what's happening, share questions and concerns you have. We're going to have another one of these on Friday, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. We're about to start the plenaries in just a little bit. We've got 3 great speakers. I'm really excited to hear what they have to say today. We're going to have the 2 concurrent sessions that are happening in the morning, and all the times on here, by the way, are Pacific. I know some of you are in different time zones. Poster sessions later on in the day. Please come and check out. We've got a large number of posters from people around the country on Urbanism Next topics. And then another great networking opportunity we put together is happy hour. Now, 2:30 I know is not really a West Coast happy hour, but we were trying to get it so that we could work with people on the East Coast as well. We've got a number of topics. So again, these are hopefully fun opportunities for people to get together, network, talk to each other. The sessions we have are Mobility Balderdash, Scavenger Hunt Work from Home Edition, Where in the World is That, which is a global best and worst about urbanism. The Mobility card game with Carlos Pardo and Robin Chase from Numo, lots of fun. For all of you trivia fiends, Urbanist Trivia Championship. And the last one we have is Where is Bernie, which I think will be playing off of the inauguration pictures. Not exactly sure exactly what they're doing with that one, but looking forward to it. So please come be part of those things. Great opportunity to connect with each other. Tomorrow, we have, as I mentioned, another version of the coffee chats. The topics that we have are data and digital twins, public and private partnerships, equity, and another one on urban design. Great opportunity for you all to talk to each other. I hope you can make it to that. We're going to have the Friday plenaries, another series of 3 great speakers, 2 concurrent sessions, and then we will adjourn for the day, and I'll take a big breath. Hopefully the technology continues to work with us. One thing I wanted to draw your attention to is you all came to this conference through the portal here. I hope that's all working well for you. If not, please let us know. But I want to draw your attention to that top bar up there, a couple of other things that we have at the Urbanism Next website. The first one is the Nexus, which is a one-stop resource to help people get information about all these different issues around these emerging technologies. You can learn, there's pages on the technologies themselves, where they're at, what kind of explaining them, especially for people who you might be trying to get to understand these new technologies. A whole section on impacts across different fields. So looking at impacts around land use, urban design, building design, transportation, and real estate, really focused around the Urbanism Next framework. So taking each one of those pieces and developing them more. Implications on equity, health, the environment, and the economy. And then what to do section, which really talks about, is split into governance and design issues and some kind of best practices that are happening there. This is a resource. We've been thrilled. We launched it a year ago, January, and we're thrilled about how much this is getting used. And we invite you to take a look at it, and also to we've heard people are using it as a resource to bring others who either are in different disciplines or not in the same silo that person is in, to get them to understand what issues they're running into in their part of this world. The last thing I'll mention is the publications, we have the events site. And that obviously this is there, but there's also webinars you can take a look at from the last year that we put together. Lots of great information there. And then the publication site has a number of different publications, including the reports that we've been putting out. And this last year, Urbanism Next has put out a couple different reports on equity frameworks around AVs and new mobility. Report with the Knight Foundation. One of the sections really talks a lot about tools and levers cities can use to help shape the deployment of these new technologies. We have one that we did with RAND and AARP on the impacts of AVs and new mobility on older adults. We have the Perfecting Pilots report, and then AV new mobility impacts on placemaking that we did with the Knight Foundation. So we invite you to take a look at all those. These are all resources that we hope that you're taking a look at as you're also in the time between your being in the sessions in the conference. I want to take a moment again to thank all of the sponsors and partners for Urbanism Next. Tremendously appreciative of this group, many of them who've been with us since last year when we had to shift things really quickly at the conference, and some new members. Tremendously proud of that mix. And we love, based on the work that we do here at Urbanism Next, that it is a healthy mix of public sector, private sector, foundations, and professional organizations. And I think it speaks to the breadth and approach that is part of Urbanism Next and is definitely part of this conference, which we try to take an honest look at a lot of these issues, understand from various perspectives, and figure out how to get the best possible outcome. So not throwing everything out or being all in, but instead being a little bit critical and figuring out what are the best pieces of this and how we can best work together to get to these positive community outcomes. I want to thank them, NUMO, so New Urban Mobility, APA, both the national organization, APA Oregon, ASLA Oregon, AIA from the national side, the Regional Urban Design Committee, from locally AIA Oregon, Urban Land Institute and Urban Land Institute Northwest, so the national and the local one, and also our sponsors, Uber, the Knight Foundation, Waymo, New Mobility as well, Nelson Nygaard, Translock, AARP, Parametrics, TGM, and I apologize. Yesterday I mentioned this as just as ODOT. This is actually Transportation Growth Management is a partnership between the Oregon Department of Transportation and DLCD, the Department of Land Conservation and Development. We're very happy to have them again as a sponsor. CGF, VIA, PBOT, WSP, Gale, Portland General Electric, Eco Northwest, Fair and Pierce, and the Urban Decision Group. Really appreciate all of your support and love that we can continue to work with you.